Hi there, Ms. Burgess here. Yesterday we talked about perimeter. Today we're going to talk about area. You learned this in 3rd grade, so we're going to do a little bit of a refresher here for just a moment. When you're thinking about area and perimeter, I want you to think of a backyard that has a fence all the way around it. The fence is the perimeter because it goes around the outside edges, and then the yard is the actual area inside. Look at this whiteboard. This metal frame that goes around could be the perimeter, and then the whiteboard part would be the area. When you're dealing with perimeter, you can easily measure a straight line with a ruler. It's easy to do. But when you're measuring area, you can't measure the surface with the ruler because it's not a straight line. So we have to do something different. If you look at this, pretend this is grid paper and pretend that these are actual squares. This would be a 3 by 5 rectangle. To find the area, what you do is you're going to be measuring in square units. This one happens to be in inches. So we're going to pretend that each of these is 1 square unit, and you just simply count them up. So worst case, you could just come in and count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Area equals 15 of these square inches. That's one way of doing it. But once you get into longer problems, doing it this way would take 100 years to solve the problem, and you're in 4th grade, so you need to use the shortcut because it's way faster. So the shortcut for area is area equals length times the width. Just like our example here, this 3 by 5 rectangle, we know that 3 times 5 is 15, and we already counted these, and we know it's 15 square inches. So the shortcut is just multiply. We have 3 groups of 5, 3 times 5. So now when you look at a problem to solve the area, you just plug in what you know and find what is missing. In this case, area equals the length, how long it is 5 inches, times the width, how wide it is, 3 inches. And now you just solve. Area equals 5 times 3 is 15, but just like with perimeter, just like with word problems, you have to remember to label your answer. When you measure things, you have to put the label in it. So we see times or inches times inches. So there's 2 inches there, so that's why we say square inches. Okay? Another way of doing it, and both are correct, would be to do your inches like this with a little 2 above it. Both of those would be correct. Right now, I want you to just kind of watch and follow some steps with me. On grid paper, it's actually really easy to do. I know that my area is 32, but can we figure out what the missing sides are? Okay, yes, on grid paper you can just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 centimeters on the length side, and it's 4 centimeters wide. 8 times 4 is 32, the length times the width, 32 squared centimeters. Yes, that's easy to figure out. Now let's look over here. Could we figure out what our missing side is and what the area is based on what we have right here? The answer is no, we don't have enough information. We need a little bit more. So sometimes in 4th grade, they will give you the area and then you have to figure out what is missing. And this is how you do it. It's very simple to do. So if they told us that our area is 32 squared centimeters, our 8 centimeters is the length, so we plug in this, times W. We're looking for this one. This is our question mark right here. This is the one we're looking for. So how do we figure out what our width is? Well, when you look here, 32 square centimeters equals 8 times something. What times 8 equals 32? Well, 4. So this would be 4 centimeters. And so we could plug this in right here. 4 times 8 is 32, and we accounted for 2 centimeters because they're squares. and we were able to figure it out. Let's do a few examples together. You are welcome to pause the video, grab some paper and pencil, and try to work these out before I tell you the answer. Let's look at this first one. Area is 42 square centimeters. We know that the width is 6, so what is the length? It's very easy to find out. Our area is 42 square centimeters. We know our length is what we're looking for, and we know the width is 6 centimeters. So what times 6 is going to equal 42? So L, our length, we know is going to be 7 centimeters. So L is 7 centimeters right here. Let's look at this next one. If our area is 34 squared centimeters, we know our length is 8 centimeters times what? We're looking for our width over here. So 8 times what equals 32? We know that would be 4 centimeters. So this side, so make sure you go in and label, our missing side would be 4 centimeters long. Over here, 63 square inches. The long side is 9 inches. So now we're looking for the width down here. So we know 63 square inches is our area. So we plug in our length, which is 9. That's how long it is. Okay, and times the width. That's our question mark here. 9 times what equals 63? Well, that would tell us that we know that the width is 7 inches. So we can plug in our number and label our diagram. So our width is 7 inches. Last one here, we need to figure out what the length is on this one. We know our area is 18 square feet. I'm going to write it this way so that you know that both ways are okay. We know our width, but we don't know our length. So length times 2 feet. 2 times what equals 18? L would be 9. 9 feet. 9 feet would be right here. 9 times 2 is 18. So that is how you figure what missing sides are when they give you the area, and it helps you solve the problem.